All right, you guys. Hi, it's Jordan. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on this Google Hangout. And this is the first one that I've done that's not actually live right now at 8:30 Eastern Time, but I'm recording it a little bit early because this is my only window today that I have to get you this message. And this message was laid on my heart about 3 or 4 days ago, and wow. You know, when God puts something on your heart, you have to write it down in that moment so you don't forget it. And so the moment of inspiration is not lost or wasted. And I feel like when you're faithful to do that over the coming days or months or years or whatever it is, God will continue to confirm and reaffirm what he told you in a whisper, in a moment of inspiration. And that is exactly what has been happening to me over the last couple of days with the conversations that I've been having with women in our Mary Kay family in our future national area. So what I want to share with you tonight is really about your full potential and about working with an unwavering commitment to your dream. So before we jump into that, I want to just give you a couple of announcements, and that is that tomorrow night, which is going to be Thursday, August 11th, is our live national area power-up call with Kathy Halou. And that starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, Thursday, and it goes for 1 hour. So it's 9 till 10, and it's a strategy call that we get once a month with Kathy. And I'm telling you, Kathy is on fire. She comes off of seminar, and it's like she's electric. And so you want to be sure to be on this power-up call tomorrow to capture some of her energy, her enthusiasm, her fresh ideas, her fresh wisdom, and hear some recognition for things that you might have done in the month of July, or your sister beauty consultants and sales directors did in the month of July. And you can bet if you were one of the Embracelet winners for the month of July, earning your beautiful silver bracelet from Mary Kay for placing a 600 wholesale order, either cumulative or all at once, then you probably have received your bracelet already, and your name is going to be shouted out on that power-up call. And you'll also be recognized if you were a FaceTime achiever. So you want to be sure to be on there tomorrow night with Kathy. And the other announcement that I have before we get started is just that the new products are available to order today. Woohoo! So if you were a STAR consultant, or if you participated in the Preferred Customer Program, which sometimes, unfortunately, we refer to as PCP, not the illegal drug, the Preferred Customer Program. We got to change that. Anyhow, if you participated in PCP or you were a STAR consultant, then you're eligible to order the new fall line today. If you didn't participate in Preferred Customer, well, first of all, you should, and I recommend doing it. But if you weren't a STAR, you should be, and I recommend doing it. But you can order the new products on August 15th. So put that on your calendar, because a lot of these products are limited edition, which means that once they sell out, they're gone. The company doesn't manufacture more. These are specially ordered items. They order them literally, you guys, years in advance, so there are no more. So if you want something that you saw at the product preview this week, or at seminar, or on somebody's social media page, then you need to make sure and jump on there and order them ASAP, because once they're gone, they're gone. Now, of course, there are some regular line items too that are super hot and that you'll want, like the new gel semi-matte lipsticks that are stunning, and Crushed Berry is one of the prettiest, and I'm just saying. And so anyway, you want to make sure and get on there and get some of the regular line items like the facial peel as well. But just so you know, they're available today or on the 15th. So don't wait. You've got to get them in soon, because the sooner you get them in, the sooner you can start earning money selling them and using them to book appointments. And so I asked our beautiful Offspring sales director, Sarah Fraser, who has two DIQs, Cheryl Cox and Megan Lawfer, and is just having her best season of her Mary Kay to date as a sales director, about to be a senior sales director ×2 in the coming weeks. And I asked her to join us in the other video that's on this same topic and same date, that is another hangout from tonight, to share about how she's using the fall product line to book appointments right now. And what is she saying, and what does it look like to use the facial peel and the new fall line inspired by Project Runway to get your date book full. So I know you'll want to click on over in my YouTube channel to that video as soon as this one is over to get some more details on the hot new products, okay? So without further ado, I want to talk to you about potential. Your potential as a leader, your potential as a successful Mary Kay independent beauty consultant, or your potential as a successful business owner in whatever capacity you choose to use this Mary Kay vehicle to live out your dreams. And I just want to start with a simple quote that, you know what, you've probably heard before. You've probably lived by or understand or have been exposed to the underlying theme of commitment that's behind this quote. But you know how sometimes when you hear something, it just strikes you in a different way. It hits you like a ton of bricks. I always joke and I say, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And what that means is that you could have heard something your whole life, but until you're ready to receive it, until you're in a position where you're hungry to learn, you may not let it sink in. But when you're ready, the teacher will appear, meaning the knowledge will present itself to you in a new way, and it will sink in and you'll absorb it and you'll be able to live by it. And so my biggest advice right now, my biggest sink in, my biggest piece of knowledge right now for you and for myself personally is that if you are 90% in, you are 100% out. If you're 90% in, you're 100% out. And what that is referring to is your level of commitment, that gut check. It's that how deep am I digging into my potential? How much am I tapping into my inner strength and my resolve and my determination and my self-discipline to get what I say that I'm working for, to get what I say that I want? And you know, when you're 90% in, you might as well be 100% out. The Bible puts it this way. God says, be hot or cold, but don't be lukewarm, because I don't know what to do with that. You know what? Even the Bible says the Lord would rather you be absolutely on fire for him or not believe in him at all than somebody who is somewhere in that no man's land called the middle. Somebody who has got one toe in, but the rest of their foot is out. Or they've got their whole foot in, but the little toe is out. It's like the hokey pokey. You put your right arm in, you take your right arm out, you put your right arm back in, and then you shake it all about, and you wonder if you should quit or what you're doing wrong. That's not what it's all about. I didn't practice that, it just came to me, you know. So seriously, are you 90% in? Because if you're 90% in, meaning you're basically giving this a good old-fashioned try. You're on most of the calls. You show up to some of the meetings. You almost went to seminar. You're thinking about coming to October Leadership Advance as a red jacket. You tried to get your 15 bookings, but you got to 4 and you got bored or distracted, and so you didn't ever go back to it, but you tried. You know, are you 90% in? And if you are, why? Why is that? Why aren't you 100% in on your dreams and goals? And I just want to share with you, you know, another piece of wisdom, another piece of insight from Chuck Swindoll. Chuck Swindoll was one of Mary Kay Ash's favorite pastors and leadership coaches, like a John C. Maxwell type of figure in Mary Kay's life. And Chuck Swindoll was famous for saying something about attitude, which goes right hand in hand with your potential. And you probably heard this before too, but in case you haven't, I'm going to share it with you now. Chuck Swindoll said that life is 10% about what happens to us and 90% how we respond to it. Life, in the big pie that is your life, there's this little skinny sliver that affects your potential and affects your success and affects your attitude and affects your happiness and your joy and your determination and your self-discipline and everything that you want. And only 10% of that whole big pie of your success and your happiness and your joy is about your circumstances, about what happens to you, about people getting sick, about losing a credit card, about the internet going out on a big project, about losing a job, about losing a spouse, about getting sick, about your kid being a terror, whatever it might be. Your success and your attitude is only 10% about what happens to you and 90% about how you respond to it, your attitude through it, your commitment level to your dream in the midst of life's challenges and obstacles and legitimate crises. I mean, things that legitimately happen to you. But he says that, the people who find a way or make a way by focusing 100%, throwing themselves heart and mind and soul and body over the line towards their dream, 100%, not 90%, but all of them, all their commitment, all their effort, even if it's just for a short season, you know what? Those are the ones who end up with the happiest, most successful lives and joy through the journey. So are you going to be that person? Are you going to be the person who lives navigating through life's choices with a positive attitude and giving your full commitment and your full potential toward your dream? Because you know what? We can teach you all the skills that you need to book, coach, sell, and team build. Those are the 4 things in Mary Kay that it takes to make a go with this, to have a business. You book appointments. Sarah's going to teach you how to do that. And we've taught you how to do it almost every week for months and years if you've been in our unit for years. Book appointments. Coach the appointments, meaning you just stay in contact with the people that you booked up until the appointment to make sure they're still connected to you and excited. And that's called coaching. Selling. You can sell by accident. A lot of new consultants do. We had a girl at our success meeting 2 weeks ago. It was her first party and she sold over $1,000. Is that from her experience and her knowledge and her practice and all the, great training she's had? No, she was brand new. She was in Mary Kay 6 days, had a party. By accident, she sold $1,000. So that's sales. And then team building. Team building is the same thing as selling. Selling is selling a product, and team building is selling an opportunity. So it's sharing what you love and then learning how to close somebody with closing questions, asking them, in a million years, if you ever gave this a try, what do you think you'd be most excited about? In a million years, if you were to try this, what would you fear the most? What do you think might stop you? And are you ready to order a starter kit with me today? It's $100. And that's called team building. So those are the 4 skills. What we can't teach you is how to be 100% in. It's something that you have to do some reflecting and recognize within yourself. Are you committed 100%? And just take this quick little litmus test for me. Take a quick little test based on your last 2 weeks worth of Mary Kay work. Based on your last 2 weeks, go ahead and think back about the last 2 weeks you spent working your Mary Kay business. Your last 2 weeks worth of on the date book appointments where you're either booking, coaching, selling, or team building. That's the work that we do. Would you say that you were using 100% of your potential during those last 2 weeks? And if not, what percentage of your total potential do you feel like you were using or giving? What amount were you actually using or were you giving towards your dream? And if it wasn't 100%, figure out why. I'd be willing to bet if you were not giving your 100%, it's for one of 2 reasons. The first is fear. You fear something. You fear failure. You fear success. You fear like putting yourself out there and being rejected. Fear of rejection is really strong. Fear is one of the biggest things that holds women back from committing themselves fully to their Mary Kay dream and to their Mary Kay business and to the work that it takes to overcome obstacles and push through and make success out of your starter kit. So if fear is what you think has been holding you back from giving your full 100% potential, I want you to know something straight from my heart and straight from Mary Kay Ash's mouth, which is that the only cure for fear is action. Action is the only cure for your fear, for whatever it is that's been holding you back. So the more you do X, Y, or Z, the more you talk to sharp people to book them, the better you'll get at it and the more confident you'll become and the less you will fear booking sharp people. The more you ask for the sale at the end of your awesome skincare presentation and do a set table close and hold up and talk about the prices, the less you will fear closing out your skincare class and asking for a sale, asking for the second appointment. The more you play the referral game, the less awkward and fearful you will be that people will reject you and not write down any of their friends' names on that referral sheet. So the only cure for fear is action. So I want you to hear me when I say that. You just have to feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. So that's the first reason I think you may not be giving 100% of your potential is because of fear. The second reason is because of circumstances. So if your life feels just out of control and you've got this fight with your spouse or your spouse and you've got this disease or you've got this health issue that has just been like riddling your body, or you're moving, or you got a child getting married, or you're caring for an aging parent, or you're in school and you have another job and you're just trying to figure out time management skills and juggling, like your circumstances. You've got a terrible, babysitter situation. I don't know what it is, but it's either fear or it's something outside. It's your circumstances that you feel are bogging you down. But I want you to remember what Chuck Swindoll said. He said that life is just 10% about them circumstances and 90% about how you respond to them. So figure out a way to work through life and work through your circumstances by focusing on your dream. Sometimes discipline is just remembering what you really, really want. And a trick that I use, I actually say out loud sometimes, and this is really, really, really what I want when things are going terrible. Like today, I had a crazy day today with a lot of hard conversations with beauty consultants and other people in my Mary Kay circle who are struggling with different things, one issue to the next. And it's my job as the coach of over 400 women to navigate through those things with my people, because I love you guys. I love you so much. And that's what I desire. And I pray all the time for wisdom and leadership skills to be able to help you navigate through rough waters of life and business. And sometimes the two are meeting. And you've got rough things in life and rough things in business. And you know what? I'm no exception. But when I hang up from one of those calls and remember that I'm still at home with my children, my heart is beating, I have breath in my lungs, I am not physically ill, my children are healthy and safe, I have a roof over my head, I have food in my refrigerator, I live in a country where I'm free to think and free to pray and free to worship, and I have to be grateful. And I thank God and I say, and thank you, God, that this is what I want. Like, I chose this life. Thank you for the opportunity to grow. Thank you for the struggle, because I know the struggle is part of my story. And I know her struggle is part of her story, and her struggle is part of her story. And thank you. Yes, this is what I want. It's kind of like when I exercise and I'm in pain and my legs are shaking and I'm trying to hold, a wall sit or a squat or whatever. Sometimes I'll just breathe out and just say, and this is what I want. Like, this is what I picked. I want to be in shape. I want to be healthy, and I'm choosing this. Instead of feeling sorry for myself, I don't let my circumstances, the 10%, dictate my 90% life. I want success. I want to be free of life circumstances, because life will just punch you all the way through till God takes you to heaven. I mean, there's never going to be a season of life where all your lights are green and there's no circumstances trying to stop you from whatever it is you want. Not just Mary Kay success, but what a good marriage. I mean, healthy kids and a great relationship with family, financial stability, whatever you want, there's always going to be obstacles, right? So let's live like women who are 100% in by focusing on our dream, focusing on what we really want, speaking out gratefulness, speaking out power and self-discipline by reminding ourselves that this is what we chose, that we get to do Mary Kay. We don't have to do Mary Kay. We get to chase our dream in a company where other women are there to support us and encourage us and cheer us on. So thanks for hearing my heart tonight. And I am going to close out this video and just pray that you'll reach out to me if this touched you in some way, and let me know that you're 100% in, and that you're going to work like you're 100% in, and not let life circumstances derail you from what you really, really, really want. Because that's what I want for you, is to achieve whatever dream God put in your heart through Mary Kay. All right, so the rest of this hangout is going to be with Sarah Fraser, and I can't wait to hear all the great stuff that she has to say. So talk to you soon.